Hey everybody, it's Darth Vex here, and I've got another emblem for you. This one is Samus Aran of Metroid fame, and I'm going to go through everything pretty quickly. It's not that hard to make, not a whole lot of freescale resizing. There is a little bit, but not a whole lot, so I'm just going to go through everything pretty quickly. This shape right here does not need any freescale resizing. You just got to turn it over and make it orange. This background pillow found in the basic shapes or the tools. These 6 circles are not freescale resized, they're just small. I just made them smaller. These 2 that are used for contrast, what I did was I just used the basic gray, and then I went into the color mixer and took all of these down to, I think, 45 to make them darker. And yep, that's what I did. That's the top of her head, this shape right here, this half circle. The top of her helmet, that is. This is like the middle of her helmet, this orange shape right here, and this orange shape right here is the front of her mouthpiece, or the front of her helmet. These 2 pieces right here are actually her face, and you don't need it to be orange, but since I did all of the shading on those 2 green pieces, the opacity, I set them when I wasn't using either of these. That's why it's orange. So it doesn't matter if you're going to copy mine directly. Go ahead and just use this orange. Now the orange that I use is, I went into the color picker and I went with this orange, but then I wanted it to be a little bit brighter, so I went up to 175 and then on to 80 on the green. None of these have to be exactly the same. I mean, this is because there's been so many different Samus suits. You can mess around with the colors quite a bit. I even thought about making it red, which is more of a modern Samus look. That's how most of the basic suits look. It's more of a red color than an orange, but the original NES Samus suit was orange, so that's what I went with. Now on this piece right here, when you're doing this, this black is just for highlight. Be careful when you're placing it, because as you can see, if you move it down too far, it gets into your shading and it becomes visible in her face, and then she's got a weird mustache. So you gotta move it up like that, so that it doesn't show through. And that's about right. These 2 pieces right here make her nose, and these 3 pieces are to make it look like the light source, which is coming in from the left side, has basically made her faceplate completely shiny, so shiny that you can't see through. And you do that because it looks cool, but also because there really aren't enough layers to do 2 eyes and the whole nose. I mean, we need another one of these for the other side of the nose, and then another 6 layers for her other eye. Now you could do it with, but it wouldn't look as cool, and I have tried it that way. It just looks too pretty. Doesn't look like Samus. Okay, so that in the background, this is one of the, all of these you're going to have to free resize and figure out how they fit for yourself, these triangles. You don't even have to use the triangles, but I used triangles. This is the back of her eye, and you're going to have to free resize it to that shape right there, and I'll actually bring it up to the foreground so you can see that's the shape you want it to be, and the placement. And then you've just got 3 circles, and I made her eye blue. You can actually make her eye a whole bunch of different colors, but a light color is going to work best. And I went with, I think, yeah, I honestly can't even remember which blue I went with. I guess it was like this one. Yeah, that looks right. It doesn't matter because it's going to show up green anyway. And then this is her pupil, and then this little circle is just to show like the shine in her eye. And you can move it around just about anywhere, but you want it on the same side, basically the same place where the light source is coming from, because then it looks right. This is her top eyebrow, and that's mostly just to give her eye the shape and also make it look more feminine, like she has heavy eyelashes. And this does the bottom of her eye, and then makes it also look feminine, like she's got mascara or something on, which I always thought was funny that Samus needed to be so feminine, because, well, let's face it, she probably wasn't wearing makeup. Now these two pieces they both have an opacity of 80, and they fit up just right so they don't cover up each other and like make it really green there. You gotta have it just right. And that makes her faceplate, basically. This piece right here is like the front of her mouth breathing apparatus on the front of her helmet. These two are just to give her helmet that line, that curved line across the top, which just gives like the flat space of her helmet some definition. Because too much flat area, it just looks too cartoony. And in order for her to look like Samus Aran, you need to have a cross between cartoony and not cartoony. And I don't know how else to just explain that. This just is that line up at the top. That seam on her helmet. Now this piece you can do a whole lot of things with, especially if you do the freescale resize. And actually I was thinking I was going to make the scratches just up there, which I don't know, I can't tell if I like that or not. I kind of like it the way it is. Anyway, and those have they're just a white color, but the opacity is down to like 15%, and it gives it. You can't really tell if it's just the light source making that part of the helmet shiny, or if those are scratches or what. And this is your light shadow right here. This last layer 32, and that's it's gray with it's actually white with an opacity of 15. It's showing up as gray. And then this, I just took this. Now a lot of people do not have this shape. This is a shape you have to earn. Now it's not that hard to get. Getting a Ruthless medal in Team Deathmatch is not that hard. It will be for some people. You can just use the Merciless one, which almost everyone has. But this one is better. It looks cooler. If you have one of the other ones, the other splats, those are cool too. But I used this one, and the color is black with an opacity of 35. You can up that opacity and make it a little bit darker, and it also looks cool. But I went with like 35 or even 40. And it just looks like she got some grime, or maybe she splattered a Metroid real close, and it's all over her helmet now. So that is how you make Samus Aran. And as far as I know, that's the only Samus I've seen. But I haven't really looked at a whole lot of them. So, I found a whole bunch of other ones that are out on the internet. Like, I really like this Hulk that somebody did. Iron Man, which is out there, you can find and add your own personal touches like I've done. Oops. And there are a whole bunch of different ideas out there. So, just if you're looking to copy someone, go ahead. If you're looking to just get some ideas on how you can make your own, I'm glad you came. Thanks. See you later.